Okay, so Saturday night's main event just happened. I'm not really gonna go into my intro because I really just want to get to the John Cena stuff. But if you like daily wrestling content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video. But I'm gonna just go ahead and jump straight into the review. First match we start off with is Cody Rhodes versus Obafemi. This was a really good match. I was really excited for this match, even though I knew it was gonna be a very predictable outcome. But it was the only way it was going to end because there was no other way for this to end, if I'm being honest. Like, you weren't going to have Obafemi lose. He's the NXT champion, especially with the way he's built. He's built way too dominant for him to lose. And then Cody Rhodes is fucking Superman, so he's not losing as well. So it was just a matter of time before DQ was going to happen. You end up getting Drew McIntyre interferes as I expected. He interferes, causes a DQ. Then they both just attack him, and that's the end there where they both put each other over. It was a good match, really good match. Unfortunately, you couldn't get a clean finish, but it was exactly what was going to happen anyway. We're going to get the never-ending feud of Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, which nobody really wants to see because we all know the outcome of this feud, which is Drew McIntyre being a loser, which is what he's always been for the past few years now. And I love Drew, but he's not beating Cody Rhodes. Like, we know this. Like, they're not going to have Drew. Even if Drew does win, it's going to be a short title reign anyway. So, like, who really cares? But nonetheless, it was a really good match. Good way to open the show. Nobody wanted to see a DQ, but it was the only way that the match was really going to end because WWE was not going to have the face of the company lose to someone from NXT. It's just not going to happen, especially clean. So it is what it is, but it was a good match, and I enjoyed it. Afterwards, we ended up getting Soul versus Bayley. This was a really good match. Really enjoyed it. Really had fun with this match. I don't really have much to say. Soul did pick up the victory. Soul had a lot of offense in this match. Which I don't know how to feel about this because I feel like Soul was way too OP in this match for whatever reason. Like, Soul is protected, but she felt more OP against Bayley than she felt against anyone at NXT, if I'm being honest. But it was a good match. I don't know how to feel about this because I love Bayley. I felt like Bayley for the past 2 years now has been done with terrible booking, if I'm being honest. But I'm not mad at her losing because this show is about the future. It was about John Cena and putting over the future. Soruga is the future, so it makes sense for her to lose, but it's just unfortunate because Bayley does lose a lot, but it tells a lot about Bayley's character because Bayley always puts, the company over herself. She always about elevating talent, and that's what she did here. This elevates Soruga, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I just want more for Bayley, but I understand why Soruga won this match, and I would have had Soruga win this match as well. I was booking the show anyway, but it was a good match nonetheless. Not really much to go here because majority of the stories, there's really nowhere to really go from here because, like I said, a lot of these matches are just exhibition matches just to put over the younger talent, just to showcase them, showcase what's the future of WWE. But nonetheless, this was a really good match. Now we get the men's tag team championship match between AJ Styles, Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Don't really know why they put the tag team titles on the line. Really don't. Really didn't make sense because we already knew who was winning this match regardless. This was honestly could have been arguably the best match if it ran a lot longer, in my opinion. This match was a bit, because this match was cooking, bro. This match was cooking. Javon Evans, Leon, Dragon Lee, AJ were cooking in that ring, but it ended so short. I don't understand why. This match felt like it was barely 10 minutes. Like, this match felt like it was like 10, maybe 12 minutes at the most. This match should have been longer. This should have been longer than the DQ match than Cody and Oba, if I'm being honest. And it should have been longer than Soruka and Bayley, in my opinion. This match should have got way more screen time, should have been able to done more, in my opinion. It was really good, really good. This would have been great if it lasted longer, but this match they was cooking in the ring, but Dragon Lee, AJ Styles picked up the victory. Nothing really more to discuss, but this was a really good match. Now we get to the main event. John Cena versus Gunther, the last match of John Cena's career. This was a great match. It was. Really cool spots. You end up getting Gunther taking like 5 attitude adjustments. He ended up taking 1 attitude adjustment on the table. John Cena hit an avalanche attitude adjustment. Hit a couple 5 knuckle shuffles, 5 moves of doom. At one point, John Cena even put Gunther in his own sleeper hold. But towards the end of the match, you get Gunther constantly applying the sleeper hold. Gunther is constantly applying the sleeper hold, and he does this for like 5-10-ish minutes where he's just applying the sleeper hold, applying it, applying it, applying it. He eventually applies it for like the 20th time. John Cena ends up smiling at the camera and taps out very softly. A lot of people hate this move. I don't. I thought about it. I initially didn't like it because I get it. The guy that said he never was going to give up finally gives up. I understand why people hate it. Me personally, I thought about it, but then I thought about this is about John Cena. John Cena wanted to go out on his terms. Most likely, John Cena wanted this. That's how I'm looking at it because John Cena is all about putting the company first. That's always been John Cena's thing. If you know anything about John Cena, he's always about doing what's best for the company. He does whatever the company tells him. He's a company guy. So most likely John Cena wanted this to be the outcome of him tapping out. That's number one. So that's why I don't mind it as much. And number two, I could kind of understand it because this is all about putting over the future. What he did was put over Gunther. Gunther said he was going to tap out Cena. That's what he did. Now this makes Gunther a bigger heel because he's the guy that made Cena quit. So now Gunther is going to be the biggest heel, most likely in the company. Now my only question is, are they going to book him like it? That's my only problem because my only issue with Gunther, like I've been saying for the longest time, Gunther feels like a B tier player. He feels like a threat, but he only feels like a threat until he faces the A tier people, the Punks, the Codys, the Romans. Anytime he faces one of them, he loses. Lost to Cody, lost to Punk. That's my only problem. If you're gonna book Gunther like this, you need to have him beat the real man of Matters. That's my only thing. Now I know a lot of people are mad at Triple H and stuff, which I thought was weird. I get you guys don't like his booking, but his booking isn't that fucking bad. It's not great, but it's not as bad as you guys make it out to be. Like, calm the fuck down. Him getting booed at John Cena's retirement was fucking ridiculous. I get you don't like the guy, but come on. It's John Cena's retirement. It's about John Cena. It's about him, not your hatred for Triple H. That's just weird. Now, instead of celebrating John Cena, we're talking about Triple H. Like, come on, bro. This is about John Cena. We should be celebrating John Cena, not complaining and bitching about Triple H. Nonetheless, this was a great match. I enjoyed it. I was disappointed seeing John Cena tap out, but that's me being the fanboy me, him being my favorite wrestler, so of course I was going to be upset. But nonetheless, this was a great match. I'm not going to really discuss the whole segment with The Miz, Joe Hendry, and R-Truth because that was just bad. Like, why? That was just unnecessary. I understand The Miz and R-Truth, but why is Joe Hendry in there? Don't understand it. But nonetheless, overall, I'm happy with John Cena's retirement tour. I thought it was really good for the most part. I understand some people are going to say it was bad or mid. It was good. It was some things I didn't like, of course, but overall, I thought it was good for what they did with the mistakes they made with the heel turn, The Rock, Travis Scott, and stuff. But overall, they was able to make up for it in the second half. But nonetheless, this was a really good show. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, the last match was great. I understand the controversy, but in my opinion, I think it worked out well. Like I said, John Cena probably wanted this most likely. John Cena always wanted to go out on his back, go out putting the younger guy over, putting over the next generation. That's what he did. He put over Gunther. That's what he always wanted to do. Put over the other guy. John Cena is a traditionalist. He likes doing things the traditional way, like other wrestlers done before him. That's what he wanted to do. So I understand this decision. I'm not mad at it at all. But you guys let me know your overall thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my wrestling content. But yeah, that's it.